Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's matchup against the CMU Blazers against les Rouges de l'USB. My name is Noah. Thank you for joining us on behalf of the entire Red River Streams broadcast team. We're in for an exciting matchup here tonight between the Blazers and les Rouges. Both teams hanging around in the standings. The Blazers, who were once atop the women's volleyball standings going into the new year, have struggled coming into the new year, 1-3 in their last 4, and now are tied in second position with the Providence Pilots in the division at 7-7 apiece. But les Rouges have all the opportunity in the world to get themselves back in that coveted third spot, possibly even a second, with 4 games remaining on the schedule. Les Rouges have an opportunity to take control of their own destiny and will themselves to victory. And it'll start tonight against the Blazers on their home court. And the Blazers had the better side of this battle, leading the season series at 3-1 so far here in this women's volleyball season. But they will have 2 opportunities today and tomorrow to even the season series at 3. We'll pass it on to the PA announcer for the player introductions.
Cree et Dakota et de la patrie de la nation métisse, née de la rencontre entre les Premières Nations et les Canadiens français. Ce soir, pour notre prochain match de volleyball de la saison régulière MCAC, nous accueillons les Blazers de CMU qui affrontent les Rouges de l'USB. Voici la rotation débutante. Here's the starting lineup for the visiting CMU Blazers. Number 2. Julia Sawatsky. Number 5, Victoria McPherson. Number 6, Paige Wright. Number 8, Haley Meisner. Number 9, Haley Bickle. And number 12, Peyton Pistaka. L'entraîneur en chef des Blazers head coach is Craig McKenzie, and the assistant coaches are Jordana Milne, Maddie Fivey, and Ashley Longer. Et maintenant, voici la rotation débutante pour les Rouges. Attaquant extérieur, venant de l'école secondaire Kelvin. Elle mesure 5 pieds 9, la numéro 4, Sadie Ford. Bloqueuse du milieu, du centre scolaire Léo Rémillard. Elle mesure 6 pieds, la numéro 5, Andrea Fisher. Attaquante extérieure du centre scolaire Léo Rémillard. Elle mesure 5 pieds 7, la numéro 7, Kira Kalega. Attaquante extérieure du collège régional Gabriel Roy. Elle mesure 5 pieds 11, la numéro 19, Brianna Larissa. Passeuse de l'Institut collégial Vincent Massey. Elle mesure 5 pieds 6, la numéro 20, Ivy Brown. Bloqueuse du milieu du collège Bellino, elle mesure 6 pieds, la numéro 23, Razan Haj Hassan. Et votre libéro du collège Miles McDonald, elle mesure 5 pieds 4, la numéro 13, Izzy Brown. L'entraîneur en chef des Rouges est Evan Turen et les entraîneuses adjointes sont Keisha Kedou, Benji Dugouli et Samuel Lemoine. Bon match à tous.
All right, now that things are all settled, player introductions are past us. And we are in for an exciting night of volleyball here between these Blazers and les Rouges de l'USB. question here for Les Rouges, running out a similar lineup that they have all season long. The addition of Talega into the backcourt in the second half of the season has been beneficial for the squad. Coach Turen has talked about her defensive ability and how when her and Izzy Frost are back there, it feels like two players can cover the whole court. And I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome James to the broadcast studio. James, how are you doing tonight?
We are having a great time here already early in this match. Really excited to see if USB can come out firing and really try and close that gap. You talked earlier about how they're just one game behind in the standings.
2 games behind, but that's
2 games behind.
Nonetheless, they have 2 games here against the Blazers, and 2 victories here for Les Rouges would get them tied at 7-9 each. And then it's the last weekend of volleyball that will decide it all. And the Blazers will start with the serve. Here's right. Talega. Falk goes for the cut roll there. Picked up nicely by the Blazers. Big line shot there from number 8, Haley Meisner. Well done from Meisner to start the scoring here tonight. And look for Meisner and look for Sawatsky for the Blazers. Sawatsky leads the women's volleyball in kills with 158. And Haley trails by just a few at 130 in 4th position. Nice rally here. And there again, there's another kill there for Haley Meisner. So 2 kills, and she's closing the gap on Sawatsky already with an early 2-kill advantage on her partner in crime on the outside. Right still to serve. Well picked up by Talega. Tight to the net though. Go off second ball and a big block. Big block from Razan Haj Hassan. And that's something we've seen a lot this year, James. We've seen a lot of Haj Hassan, especially at the net blocking, and she is a force to be reckoned with up there.
She has absolutely been an anchor up there. Whenever she's close up at the net, good things happen.
A little bit of an inside set, trying to get around that Haj Hassan block. Well done there by the Blazers. Don't know if it was totally intentional. It probably was, considering the quality of this squad. Because of that, they're inside, and the outside blocker didn't set a good block. So Haj Hassan was out of the picture, and the cross-court shot gets a kill for the Blazers. Left side swing for Talega. She goes high off hands. Well picked up by the Blazers. Yeah, and I thought so too. A 2-touch on a scramble play off the middle. Pistaka, the 5'9" middle blocker. And sometimes in those scramble plays, particularly for the middle blockers, they're not used to using their hands in those types of situations. And you get a little too handsy on the ball. All the options for right. She goes middle, blocked by Fisher. And miscommunications between the Blazers. And we've even up here, back to 3 after a couple quick points from the Blazers. And I think, James, something that's going to be very important here tonight is the serving. And that's something we've talked about all season long while watching these volleyball games, is the importance of not only getting your serve, as a nice serve from Haj Hassan allows a overbump and a put away from Talega, but not only just getting your serves in, but the quality, the precision, the depth, the power, something that is very important, getting your offense a chance with an easier ball to defend.
And hitting their spots. Like that's one of the keys too. You know, if you're trying to serve to the inside seam, serve it there.
And while we were speaking there, Blazers get a big kill out of the middle from number 12, Peyton Pistaka. And in turn, she'll go to the service line here. And a nice serve from Pistaka. You could see the depth at which that ball dropped. And a missed pass by Izzy Frost. Braun a little late to call for help, or maybe her teammates not being alert to the situation, considering Braun's ability to set pretty much from anywhere, James, something we've seen a lot this season.
I was just about to comment on the fact that we haven't seen very many missed passes by Izzy this year.
Outside swing for Talega, and well done from Talega, finding that outside hand. of, I believe, yes, that was Haley Meisner. Well done there from Talega. Back to the service line is the setter, so 3 attackers here for Les Rouges in the front row. We go pipe attack, free ball. Braun has to pick that up. Outside for Larissa. Outside attack, and a nice shot from the Blazers. Contact on the net from Les Rouges, but it does not matter as the Blazers score with a nice cross-court shot. So we're seeing a lot of that early here, is that cross-court attack from the Blazers, and even more inside. You know, if you're hitting cross-court, nice pass from Talega. Outside to Larissa, but a little too far on that set from Braun. But if you see that, you often think an inside set, well, that's going to feed right into the hands of a middle blocker. And with Fisher and Hajassan, 2 very efficient middle blockers for Les Rouges, you would think that that wouldn't be the strategy, but you can see some of these sets are a little more inside, and thus you're getting the inside hand of the middle blocker as a missed attack from Larissa. Outside swing. I don't know if that hit the block or the tape, but nevertheless, the Blazers will be content as they have grown their lead to 5 now. And they're up 10-5 in this first set. Middle attack, double block from the Blazers. They're ready for that one. They go right side to Talega. And Talega's trying to find that cross-court shot. She can't drip it in. And that will get our first time out of this game. What started as back and forth, the Blazers have kind of come out, been more consistent with their attack, and they now lead 11-5 here in this first set. Outside attack for Talega. Finds the outside hand and scores. So nice play out of the timeout. And I'm sure, James, these athletes, they know the importance of these games, particularly the fact that they're playing the Blazers, which they can tie in the standings with 2 victories here at home. So oftentimes you'll see those nerves quick in the early beginnings, but this veteran squad, as the Blazers continue to attack, that cross-court shot with a big kill there from Haley Bickel. And maybe that's something that Les Rouges are going to have to revisit between sets if it seems to be a consistent strategy of the Blazers. And serve receive from Les Rouges. And a sprawling Johnson attempting to pick that one up, unable to. But I always love that. You love to see your liberos on the ground. That's the defensive position. I often found that if I'm watching a game or if I'm playing a game of volleyball and my libero isn't diving all over the place, I don't think they're doing a good job. So I like to see the liberos sprawling and attempting on a shanked pass there on the serve receive. So a service ace for Andrea Fisher. And like we mentioned, the Les Rouges are 1-3 against the Blazers this year. And ironically enough, in their victory against the Blazers, one thing stood out to me when I looked at the game log and the stat sheets, and it's the high kill efficiency out of their middles, Fisher and Haj Hassan. So you're going to want to see that. They killed at about 450, a 450 hitting percentage. And if Les Rouges want to come home with a victory here this evening, got to depend on those middles to get some big kills. Service line is McPherson. And a miscommunication on the seam between Talega and Falk. As they both let that one go between them. McPherson to serve again, going with that spinner. Ron outside of Larissa, and she goes down the line. And a nice kill from Larissa. And that'll send her to the service line, trailing by 6. She'll have a spinner of her own here. They go 60. Well picked up from Izzy Frost. Scramble drill from the Blazers. Free ball opportunity for Les Rouges. They go middle. Little miss on the timing there. It's going to get a down ball. Nice swing there from Sawatsky. Back outside of Sawatsky. She's going to just take a crack at it. She was just looking for hands there. She couldn't find the hands on that attack. But you can see she's coming inside, and she was just wailing it as hard as she could, trying to find a little bit of hands to score and ensure that it deflected out of bounds. Reset a serve again. Sawatsky through the seam of the block, but picked up from Talega. Roll shot from Larissa, and that one scores. Looked a little tentative on my end from Larissa, but seems to have caught the Blazers a little off guard. So she scores. A nice little run here for Les Rouges, trailing now only by 4. Off the block, free balled over, free ball opportunity. They're gonna go Haj Hassan in the middle. The Blazers were ready for it. Set dump from right, recycled. They go middle, John picked up. Outside for the kill leader. Well dug, nice rally here from both teams. C-ball attack. And going just outside the court. Maybe some of those nerves wearing off. A nice long rally from both teams and some of the high quality volleyball I expect to see tonight. And a missed pass there from Haley Meisner. Wright attempted to save it with a sprawling dive. She couldn't get to it. And after a little run there, especially off the service ability of Larissa, which we've seen her do plenty times this season, head coach Craig McKenzie for the CMU Blazers elects to take his first time out of this opening set. Now the Blazers lead by just 2, 15-13 here in this first set. Now coming out of the timeout. And a good veteran timeout from Craig McKenzie, the first-year coach of the Blazers. A good veteran call. We like to call those coaches' points. And some fortune for the Blazers as the right serve trickles over the net and scores an ace. We go step for Haj Hassan. And Haj Hassan finds the angle on the step. And I don't think there is a more efficient middle attacker in the women's volleyball game in the MCAC league this season as Haj Hassan on that step. She's been elite. Would love to know the kill efficiency on those for her. And a nice serve from Sadie Falk. And so these teams just kind of trading runs here, James. Kind of the nature of volleyball is the runs. And they're just trading them right now, but we're getting close to the closing time of this first set, so we're going to see who comes up with the final run. Off the block, it's going to be scramble drill. Picked up by either Frost or Hassan, but that one came in contact with the roof here at Gym Est at Université de Saint-Boniface. And a big kill from Haj Hassan in the middle. So keeping this game tight here, and that'll send her to the service line. And of course, I just want to clarify myself. Craig McKenzie is a first-year coach of the Blazers, but Craig McKenzie has a plethora of coaching experience. Before this, he was at Oak Park High School, coaching both the varsity and the junior varsity levels, as well as coaching multiple club teams and having quite an extensive volleyball career of his own with the block from Fisher. And the Rouges get the point, come to within one. But yes, I just wanted to make myself clear that Craig McKenzie is no rookie when it comes to coaching here, James.
Well, that's very apparent when you see this CMU team out on the court. They are really quite a talented team.
And a nice kill there down the line. That one coming from Haley Meisner. And like I said, her and Sawatsky, two very dominant attackers in MCAC. Step for Fisher. Well, that one might have been going out, but Larissa picked it up. You go right side. Pipe for Falk. Off the block, picked up by Sawatsky. To Bickle. Frost gets a hand on it, but she can't control the speed. And the Blazers will retake a 3-point lead here in this first set. A lot of tape off the serves from both teams here tonight. Talega, we go middle, and that's not going to find the court as a little bit of missed timing on that attack between McPherson and the setter right. McPherson, the only athlete on the floor for the Blazers above 6 feet. She stands at 6'1", and you can see she has those long limbs, long arms, very good at the net, and exactly what you're looking for in a middle blocker.
And just a bit of a miss hit there, Noah.
Yeah, and I think the miss hit was the set was too low. McPherson expecting that probably about a foot higher, and especially with that quicker kind of shoot set. It wasn't a 51, it was more of a 31. If that's not right where it needs to be, either McPherson has to adjust, but when she feels like she wants to kill it, and right now it seems maybe Wright is kind of going through a little bit of a funk. She's the #1 setter in the league according to assists per set. She leads the league with 9 assists per set. Or no, sorry, 8.04 assists per set. But right now seems like she's going through a little funk. There's a few misplays with their hands. But we'll see how she sorts it out. And Larissa's looking for the line.
Got it.
And the line official called that one in, much to the displeasure of Coach McKenzie and the back row of Blazers attackers. So that'll get a timeout from Coach McKenzie as Les Rouges take their first lead of the match right here in the later stages, 21-20. And we'll be back after this break. Coach McKenzie using a second timeout here. Les Rouges and Coach Suden still have one in their back pocket, but the way that this set is going right now, they may not have to use it. But they go to Meisner. She gets high off hands, and that's why she's number 4 in kills this season. She can score so many different ways, whether it's directly on the floor or utilizing the block and the high hands. She does so well there, Haley Meisner.
Absolutely.
Picked up by Frost. They push it to Larissa. She goes cross court. Johnson gets a piece of it. She's going to get a free ball here, but Braun has to take it. They go right side of Talega, and a big block in the middle from none other than Victoria McPherson. We were talking about those long libs. 6'1", biggest player on the floor for the Blazers, and uses all of that frame there to reject the attack from Talega.
That's a big point, Noah.
22-21. Some more tape luck for the Blazers. And it's not just been the Blazers. Both squads have benefited from tapes off serve. And Coach Tunen has seen enough as 3 points on the swing have gone the Blazers in quick succession. They now trail by 2. And Blazers looking to pounce and take this first set. Talega with a big swing, powering through that McPherson block, and you can see the courage and the ability from Kira Talega, and what earned her an MCAC Women's Player of the Week award just a few weeks ago. That relentless fearlessness attacking a block. Well sealed by Les Rouges. It's a tip picked up well by Talega. They go outside of Falk. Blocked by the Blazers, recycled. Right side set for Larissa, and she finds hands, and she finds court, and she scores. Now we're tied.
You know, I just want to jump in there. Talega earlier in that play made a really nice pickup that kept that possession alive.
23-23 now. Over bump, Larissa tries to just put it away, but Wright gets hands on it. Recycled. Go to Bickle, and Bickle scores off the attack. A little too pacey for Talega to recover. Middle attack for Fisher, off the net. Set point here for the Blazers. Attack from Sawatsky, rejected!
Wow, great block.
Phenomenal block from Fisher and Larissa, and I think given the reactions, Fisher was the one who got the most of that one. And tied 24-24, we're gonna have a substitution as Asia Morash enters in as a service sub for Fisher.
No, I got to tell you one thing. If I were a betting man right now, I would guess if USB gets a nice pass coming out of this, they're going to look to go to Haj Hassan.
And Sawatsky with a nice answer to that last point. And we'll see a resubstitution. And you know, you didn't, in the MCAC, they limit the substitutions, but when talking to Coach Sudan, he says Mirash is a gamer, and he's someone that he wants with the game on the line, a set on the line, to be at the service line. And second set point comes and goes off a missed serve from McPherson. (25-25), Larissa to serve. And Falk went up for the joust, and she didn't quite get the push. And Wright kind of guided that one back to the side of Les Rouges. So both teams fighting here. Third set point for the Blazers. We'll see if Les Rouges can successfully defend another one. They go left side to Falk, and Falk, well done. You can see the attention drawn from Haj Hassan. Falk had one-on-one blocker because everyone, including myself, was expecting that ball to go to Haj Hassan, including you.
Yes, sir.
But that's the magnitude of her presence at the net and how much respect she needs from her opponents just to slow her down. Out of system ball here, but again, the Blazers attacking that cross-court angle. And now a fourth set point, 26-27, as we'll see a substitution.
Noah, did you see the highlights from that college game down in the United States the other day? The one that set the record for the...
We'll talk about it after this point. Set point. Left side set for Talega. And another set point defended off efficient attacking from the left sides. And 27-27 now. And Haj Hassan to the service line. And this isn't the first time these teams have gone to extra points in a set. In Les Rouges' 3-2 victory, they had at least one set. I don't remember clearly off the top of my head. They had at least one set that went into extra time. And we're seeing more, and it just shows you the parity and the competitiveness between teams in the MCAC. And a big attack from Bickle.
What I was saying earlier, Noah, is there was a volleyball game in the United States, college game, that ended up going 48-46 in one of the sets. Do you think we'll be blessed to see something like that today?
I don't know, but I think we'll need to get paid overtime if that's the case. But guess what? I would love to be here for that, especially with what's at stake here tonight and over the weekend. Kept alive, but a free ball opportunity on set point for the Blazers. They go middle for McPherson, and McPherson and Wright finally connect at the right time and are able to secure the first set, 29-27, off a kill from McPherson. And what an opening set, James, and what is hopefully the first of 10 sets here this weekend between these two squads here at Université de Saint-Boniface. But we'll be back after the break. Outside attack. Good scramble from Les Rouges. But free ball opportunity here for the Blazers. Middle attack. Frost sprawling. Trying to keep that one alive. She cannot in that opportunity. And Bickle to the service line. Step for Hajassan. Big cut shot. Well done there from Hajassan. Continuing to find that angle. That'll send the outside hitter, Sadie Falk, to the service line. Kept alive from the Blazers. Les Rouges kind of looking back, asking for a carry ball off that middle attack. Kind of if you think of like a basketball dunk and you cork it back, as soon as you have that throwing motion, they often call it spinner from McPherson. Misses. 2-2 now. The opening stages of this first set. That serve goes long. Teams exchanging points early on in this first set. Middle attack from Talega, and she's able to find the back line. Well done from Kira Talega. Kept alive by Wright. Sawatsky takes a hack at it. Braun has a long way to go. She gets there. Bump set for Talega, and Talega back-to-back kills from Kira Talega. So a good response from Les Rouges here. Not that the first set was a heartbreaking set, but sometimes when you lose those tight sets, you can come out a little flat. And Talega seemed to get a little twisted around there off the block. She turned the right way, then turned to the other way. And that scores for the Blazers, 4-4. Roll shot from Larissa. Outside attack from Bickle. Big swing, but Falk there to pick it up. Off the block, and a little slow to react off the block was Les Rouges. And the Blazers score there off a well-formed block. Left side attack for Larissa, off the block. She tries to pick it up off the block, but she gets it right into the net. Blazers now a 2-point lead in this second set. And I think obviously this goes without saying, James, this second set is so crucial. Hard to come back, not impossible, but hard to come back down 2-0. Les Rouges would really like to win this second set to split the two.
Good scramble to keep that one alive.
They go middle for McPherson. And a little high on the contact. Again, we're seeing that a little bit. It seems as though the ball's not getting high enough for the lengthy middles. And that was actually Pistakov, not McPherson. But you can see that ball kind of floated out. Talega attacking that line. Really nice serve. Right side swing. Big block from Fisher. Andrea Fisher in the middle, shutting the door, following the shoulders, and penetrating at the right time to close the block and secure the point for Les Rouges. Tied 6-6. Talega at the service line. and trying to again attack the outside attacker, Haley Bickle. Side attack for Falk. She gathers off the block. She's going to get a roll shot. They're going to go cross court, and Les Rouges, I wonder when they'll adjust, because 95% of the attacks have gone cross court, and a decent amount of them have actually gone even sharper than cross court, getting into that 4 position. Right now, I don't think they're leaning that way enough, in my opinion. And that's why I'm here and not there, right? Larissa with a big swing, and that's a good answer there from Les Rouges. Nice high contact from the first-year player, from Gabrielle Roy, making good contact with that one, finding that cross-court kill. Fisher to serve. Fisher trying to go deep and hard with that float serve. Goes long. Little attack. A little bit out of the striking range for Hajassan, especially considering the big block that's in front of her with McPherson. And back to the service line once again is Haley Meissner. Braun's gonna have to play it off the net. She can't secure it. So Blazers kind of pulling away a little bit here in the second set, 7-11. And Meissner to serve once again. Nice little run from her. And that one got the best of Talega, and I think this is going to get a timeout from Coach Tuden at this moment. Not yet. He's letting his girls play it out. And no, his second choice. He was waiting, and I thought that was going to come. And I think he took a seat and kind of battled with himself for a little bit, but ultimately decided to take that timeout, which I think is a good one to help reset his girls here in the second set. They trail by 5, 12-7 for the Blazers. Pick up from Talega. Big kill in the middle from Hajassan. And Coach Sudan will be happy with that result after a timeout, depending on the veteran, Razan Hajassan. And a nice serve there from Les Rouges, from Larissa, and she's been so dependable this season. Remember in particular one moment when the Rouges were trailing 23-19 and she fired off 6 serves in a row, getting them back and winning that set in a shocker. I believe it was against the Pilots. Surprised they allowed that to go through off the ends, and the Blazers score in the following points, so it is irrelevant. I thought maybe there could have been a carry ball there. from Les Rouges, 13-9 for the Blazers. Attack, pick up by Frost. Right side C-ball actually for Larissa, and Larissa scores. So Larissa's having herself a solid little game here tonight. Some good kills from all angles and all spots on the court.
I feel as though you've said Larissa's name several times here in this second set specifically.
She's a heck of a player. Free ball opportunity now for Les Rouges, so all the options. Let's see where she goes. She goes step and blocked nicely by Sawatsky. Outside for Talega and blocked by the Blazers, but hit out. And that's something I like so much about Kira Talega's game, James, is her ability to swing through blocks or with blocks and finding the right angle to hit a block to get a blocking error, right? You can't always, especially at her size, a smaller player Talega is, standing at only 5'7", but she does have great leaping ability, but she is able to find a way to utilize the block as a tool and not just something that's there to stop her from scoring. Nice cut shot from Talega. And I'm going to sound like I'm just fangirling over Talega right now, but I don't think the view does justice how incredible of a hit that was. That ball was set from behind her. She timed it, and then she cut it deep into four. Like, that's high quality, great skill, and incredible talent from Talega. And a good answer from the Blazers as Pistaka scores on the 61. So Les Rouges kind of crawled back. They trailed by 5 when Coach Turin took that timeout. Now trailed by just 3. And the setter Paige Wright at the service line for the Blazers. So 3 attackers for the Blazers in the front row. Outside to Talega again. She swings, and middle blocker late getting over, having to respect Andrea Fisher's ability. Something we talked about is these middles and how efficient they are when they are set. So the Blazers really have to focus in on those middles, and that leaves opportunities for the outsides, especially when you get a good pass off serve receive. Trouble ball for Wright. She kind of just puts it up, and Sawatsky, wow, what a
really big swing.
Yeah, what a swing by Sawatsky. Again, I'm going to sound like I'm fangirling, but that one was incredible too. She's right-handed. That ball's trailing inside. She gets around it in the air and hits it with pace and great depth, and a phenomenal kill by Julia Sawatsky. And unfortunately, after that kill, she misses the serve. And Sawatsky, MCAC player of the week for the Blazers early in the season, with great reason. She's a better player than that service error there. And we won't see a lot of those from her in the remainder of the weekend. Falk outside attack, and a big block from the Blazers, James. They're kind of getting more and more success now with that block, particularly when number 12, Peyton Pistaka, is in the front row. Pistaka's listed at 5'9", but seeing her on the court beside her teammates, I don't know if I buy it. I think she may be a little bit taller than 5'9", James. So this set's been back and forth, 17-15. It's kind of flown by this second set. Quick points, siding out with high efficiency, both teams. And a big block from,
there it is,
from Haj Hassan to take away one of those points. So now Les Rouges trailed by 5 early in the set. They've fought back and they've taken away a few points from the Blazers. The advantage is now just 1 for the Blazers. Nice deep serve from Fisher. They go middle. Larissa gets a touch. And Fisher, a middle blocker playing defense, got the initial pickup, but nobody else could get the second ball. 2-point advantage for the Blazers. Les Rouges need to side out here on the Meissner serve. And good thing that one was out, because
it wasn't out by very much, Noah.
It was not. And Coach Craig McKenzie takes the timeout here as Larissa is going to the service line, and her serve has kept Les Rouges alive here multiple times in this game already, and she's gone on a few runs, and maybe Coach McKenzie wants to talk that over before she gets an opportunity here. But it comes for Risa takes a little off that one. Blazers handle it easily. And Larissa just caught that one before the head official blew it. I'm sure it's because she saw
it went outside the antenna.
Yeah, and she saw the line official put the flag up, but you know, you just play it. Just wait till they stop you. Oh, and the tail of the tape strikes here for the Rouges. Both teams were extremely beneficial in that first set from some tape. The ball on the serve just kind of trickles over in there. That gets Les Rouges a 1-point lead. Another nice serve from Larissa. They're going to go C-ball. Love that offense from the Blazers. Free ball opportunity. They're going to get another crack at it. Let's see what they do here. They're going to go 61. And a little bit of a quicker step from the Cougars. I wouldn't call it a 61. It was a step, but not to the width of typical, but that one counts just the same. And I like that offensive stack they had with Sawatsky in the C-ball position. And then running that step right in front of it really puts a lot of pressure on the blockers, and well done by Falk finding the outside hands as she went down the line. So Les Rouges regained the lead here, 2019. Falk with a nice serve, and that gets the best of Maria Johnson, the libero for the Blazers. And now they have a 2-point lead, and how things have changed since that first time out from Coach Suden. Who knows what would have happened if you would have kept it for one more point.
This is a huge point, Noah. And it's in.
Finds the line. Unfortunate for the Blazers. Maria Johnson wasn't even in the service reception, and that ball went right to her as she moved out of the way because her teammates called out. And now, all of a sudden, Les Rouges lead 22-19 in this second set. So after that timeout here, Johnson's back in serve receive. The tape, and the tape favors the bold as coming out of that timeout, Falk with an aggressive serve, and fortune favors the bold, James, and the tape favors the bold. Another service ace off that top of the tape here at USB. And she found the back line. What a serve from Falk.
Wow.
It looked like it had no chance, but that ball obviously dipped in.
Is that not game?
Well, could be game, James. It's only 1-0 in sets. So
That's, well, you know what I mean. I thought that was the set.
no, this is set point number 1, James. Outside attack for Sawatsky. Talega diving.
Wow.
Frost keeping it alive. Braun pushes it deep. Now the Blazers attacking with Sawatsky. Oh. And Talega sprawling. That's going to put a jump ball to that one right there. Because as she was diving to pick the ball up, due to the blood, the official has to blow it dead. And I think we're going to have a little bit of a break here as they clean up some of that blood. So point is dead. We'll have a replay of the point, 24-19. But as Talega sprawled to get that one, she started to bleed, and you can't keep playing when there's blood involved. You got to stop the play. And I think this is a good time to visit what the remaining schedule looks like for the MCAC women's volleyball. And you can see after tonight's game, there is 6 games remaining between the 4 squads in the women's standings. Just looking at the out-of-town scoreboard right now, the Pilots and the Cougars are playing in Brandon. And the Cougars are up 2 sets to love and lead 19-12 in this 3rd set. And if we take a look at the standings, that's going to give the Cougars a nice little 10-5 lead, and the Blazers down to 7-8. And the Blazers...
Not the Blazers, the Pilots.
Pilots, excuse me, down to 7-8. Blazers will retake the 2nd position pending tonight's results. But if we go back and we visit what we're going to be having here in terms of the women's schedule, chaos. No double back-to-back games like we see most of the season. Les Rouges will face off against the Pilots on the 13th in Niverville in the Providence home gym, and then they'll visit the Cougars in Brandon, the number 1 team in the MCAC women's division. And the Blazers will visit the Pilots on Valentine's Day at noon in Providence, and the Cougars in their home gym at CMU on the 13th. I said that a little backwards at 6 p.m. But it remains a lot of parity, and a lot of things can change in the standings. But as of right now, it looks like the Cougars have a stronghold on the MCAC women's division. And we're just waiting here a little bit as the crew here at St. Boniface cleans up the blood from Kira Talega. All right, we're back there after some slight issues. And they're just checking to see. Oh, they got Izzy Frost in a different jersey, just because I believe she may have gotten some blood on her from Kira Talega. She's now number 6. And after all that, set point that was. And now Les Rouges take the second set, 25-19. And certainly we'll see what ends up happening here for Kira Talega and her status for the remainder of this game. Obviously, she's so important to this squad and what she can do for this team. But as of right now, it doesn't look like she's with the team right now. And we'll see what happens there. I'm sure we'll get word after the game in terms of the extent of her injury, whether it's a nosebleed or something a little worse. But otherwise, we're tied 1-1 here in sets. And we're now into a 3-set decider between these two teams. So crucial, the winner of this game, to really give themselves an opportunity to represent their school in the MCAC playoffs. We'll be back after this break. All right, we're back here for this third set. Sawatsky to serve for the Blazers. And I know I said that second set was so pivotal, but this third set is pivotal as well. And we're now started. Middle attack, double block from Hajjashan and Larissa. And a nice kill there from Meisner on the right side, going through the block of Hajjashan and Falk. And I can confirm that the Cougars won their third set against Providence Pilots, so a resounding win for them at home, 3-0 to Providence Pilots. Pilots will get an opportunity to rematch tomorrow, and a nice serve misplayed by Frost. And I don't know if Frost is superstitious, James, but myself, changing jerseys mid-game, different number, I wouldn't like it. But Izzy Frost is a much better athlete than I ever was, so I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't bother at all. 2-0 for the Blazers. Maycut outside to Falk. Nice swing from Falk. She finds the seam of the block. Blazers scrambling. Can't keep that second touch alive. And they score. I'd like to mention that Talega there, she is out of the game right now, injured. We just got a heads up from within the gym that she should be okay, but she's bleeding from the chin, so everything is okay, but a decent amount of blood, especially when there's that contact there. So they got a very good medical staff at the University of Saint-Boniface, including the physical therapist, Mylène Gagné. She's been with Les Rouges for over 5 years now, so she certainly has seen it all, and Talega's in good hands. Tip from Falk. Izzy Frost outside to Falk. And free ball opportunity now for Les Rouges. Picked up by Maycut. They go middle for Haj Hassan. She goes high off the hands of the block, and James kind of talked about it earlier in the first set. When they get those free ball opportunities, they want to attack and use Haj Hassan in the middle. And she scores right there. I do want to mention, though, Lily Maycut in the game here at left side now, outside hitter for Les Rouges, in replace of the injured Talega. And Maycut, a bit undersized as an outside hitter, but she makes up with it with her creativity at the net. She's able to find a multitude of different types of shots, kills, roll shots, tips. She uses all the tools in the toolbox. There's a nice ace from the Blazers, number 8, Haley Meisner. So we'll see how Les Rouges handle this third set. 5-2 for the Blazers, early lead for them. And well called by the team. And if you can see right there, number 7, she goes back, clapping the hands of the team. That's Kira Talega. She's back on the bench, and she looks like she's ready to go. We'll see what Coach Tuden elects to do. And a misplay there from Les Rouges. As of right now, looks like they will keep Maycut in the game, as Kira shows her battle wounds to her teammates. And here's Bickle to serve. A misplay by Falk, bump set to Maycut. A nice little roll shot. Gets a free ball out of the Blazers, so all the options for Brown. She goes outside of Maycut. Maycut gets touches, and that's kind of what I'm talking about. Maycut, a little undersized, but she has all the tools in the toolbox to be an efficient attacker in the front row.
We've seen her actually make an impact almost every time she's come onto the court this year so far.
Well, and Talega was out for the first half of the season, and so we saw a lot of Maycut, and she is an excellent player. And Braun took the first ball there, and Fisher, a little trailing on the block. She's late to get over and try and pick that one up. But 3 attackers here with Braun in the back row for Les Rouges. Well picked up from Falk. She goes to Maycut again. Maykut's looking for that line. She can't fight it. Cut the cheese a little too thin. And not cut the cheese like like farting. Cut the cheese like that angle. I only realized it after I got a half giggle out of you, James. Nifty little free ball from Maycut. Kind of gives some trouble for the Blazers. An attack from Sawatsky, and that's why she leads the MCAC in kills. The depth and power on that attack. Even though that ball was set off the net, she's able to find a lot of area. You can even see Coach McKenzie talking to his server here about where he's wanting her to serve that ball. A little behind, but it seemed to have worked in the favor of Les Rouges. Free ball opportunity. Braun goes to Fisher, and that one doesn't get any part of the net.
That got all of the net.
Sorry, any part of the block. And at 10-4 here in this third set, very important, not only for this match, but for their playoff lives of Les Rouges. 10-4, the Blazers lead. Braun just trying to keep that one alive. Pass a little deep. 11-4 Blazers, so surprised from the start here in this third set.
Just dove out of the way of that one. Fall backwards and just keep away.
Yeah, but you like to see that. I often find this Rouge team, sometimes it feels as though they're just kind of watching the ball go out from a distance. And if there's any last minute change in the trajectory. And a big block
huge
from Larissa. You can see the length and the ability to contain from Larissa and Fisher when they go up there and they have time to set up. That's a formidable block.
Just going back to that May cut play where she just laid off it right at the very end. She stayed with that ball the whole way. Like, to give her the credit, I kind of giggled when she fell backwards, but the reality is she fell backwards because she was staying with the ball.
Yeah. And that was a nice veteran attack from Sawatsky. She saw the libero Frost kind of coming in for the tip, and instead she just pushes it wide, long. And a good answer from the Rouge. So finding a little bit of momentum here in this third set. 12-7. And Andrea Fisher to the service line. Hands pass from Johnson. They go middle. Oh, and Maycutt trying to keep it alive. She goes into the wall. Off that middle attack from Pistaka. And Sawatsky, the captain of this Blazers squad, back to the service line. And a nice swing from Fall. Pistaka was there. She just didn't press enough on that block at the right time. Why are you giggling, James?
I just noticed one of our cameras is kind of shifting on me a little bit still.
And he thought he figured it all out. Here's Larissa with the serve. Touch. Hajasan keeps it alive. This is going to be a free ball from the Rouge. It gets back over. Pistaka takes it. They go right side to Meisner, and she makes no mistake. Haley Meisner, she may trail her teammate Sawatsky in kills on the season, but so far tonight, Haley Meisner has led the way for kills for the Blazers, and she's been so impactful at the net. 14-8 for the Blazers here in this third set. Outside swing for Falk, off the hands. No, that one was outside the antenna. So 15-8 now for Les Rouges. And second timeout of the set called by Coach Tudен now. Hoping for a change in momentum in this third set. 15-8 for the Blazers. They lead. So timeout from Coach Suden. Doesn't get a coach's point there. Falk's gonna have to try and play the angles, but that ball was set a little long and outside. And Pistaka serving. And that one goes long, much to the displeasure of the Blazers athletes. Thought that one was definitely in. And what do you say? Ball don't lie?
Well, I don't know if any of the players believed that it was definitely in. Definitely in, definitely out. I don't think any of them really knew. It was very close.
I just watched the replay, James. It looked in to me. Maybe not. Who knows? Back to the action. Nice serve from Haj Hassan. Left side attack. Wow, Fisher got hands on that. Well done. And we'll see all the options. She goes outside to Maycut. Maycut takes a healthy cut at that one and gets touches off the Blazers. Head official takes a look down to his side official. (17-11) Blazers lead. Tip picked up by the setter Braun. Maykut's going to have to take a roll shot. She rolls it into 4. Step, tipped. And in that rotation, there's no Izzy Frost back there as Haj Hassan was serving. And no slight to Haj Hassan's defense, but I don't think it's the caliber of Izzy Frost. Do you think that, James?
No, I mean, Izzy Frost is an absolute unbelievable libero.
Nice cut from Maycut. Well picked up from the Blazers. And a big swing from Sawatsky. And she may have had me in her ears when I was talking about how good Meisner's been tonight. But Sawatsky with a massive kill of her own.
Noah, why are you holding up a Sawatsky sign?
I'm just a fan. That's all it is. I enjoy watching great players play.
It's true.
And Sawatsky is one of those players. Miscommunication between Braun and Fisher on that attack. Fisher going out for the step. And Braun gave a 61. So now 22-11 here. And Coach Tuden looking to do a substitution for Braun. Maybe give her a little bit of a breather before the 4th set, which will be so important if this set goes the way that you think it will go. And so Asia Marash into set. And a nice roll shot in the back row from the Blazers. Finding what we call the honeypot. And now Talega will enter into the game for Maycut.
It's great to see her come back, Noah.
Yeah, and it's really good. You can see the official very keen on making sure no more blood remains on her. So official, well trained, and that's goes without saying. But without the officials, even though we might give them gripes sometimes for missing some tight calls, as Marash can't connect with Braun. Without them, there's no game, right? Doesn't happen. Or you get a game, and it's a scrimmage, and lots of arguments over in and outs because both teams always think the point is theirs, right?
100%.
Nice serve from Bickle. Falk picked it up. Marash bump sets it to Talega. Big cut as her first swing back. Sawatsky!
Oh, let's go.
But that's blocked by Fisher. And Fisher having herself a really good game at the net, especially with her blocking assignments. And when she's blocking it, it's not just falling on the other side of the court. She's canning it and sending it right back down. Nice serve from Marash. Sawatsky again. Larissa gets contact on that one. Roll shot from the Blazers. Marash plays it first. Now Frost going to have to bump set. She goes to Larissa. Well picked up from the Blazers. They go C-ball. Marash hustling across. Nice bump set to Talega. And a big block of her own from McPherson as she shuts the door on Talega. And so first 2 sets, very competitive. This third set looking like it'll be a little bit of a blowout. Marash left side for Larissa. Yeah, I thought so too. A 2 contact called against Marash. That'll happen sometimes. You know, she spent the last 2 sets on the bench. Yes, they do a little bit of warm up in timeouts in between sets, but it's not the same as being in the game. James, set point number 1 for the Blazers here in the third set. And Kira Talega to serve here. She's going to need a run of her life to bring Les Rouges back to within striking distance of this set. They go on the step, off the block, and side out for the Blazers, and side out for a 2-1 lead. They take this third set 25-13 and are 1 set away from taking this Friday night edition of USB Volleyball here at Université de Saint-Boniface, Gym Est. And we'll be back after this break. All right, we're here for the 4th set between the Blazers and Les Rouges. And to say this is the most important set for this squad of Les Rouges would be an understatement. It is so important But they come away with a victory here to keep their playoffs hopes alive, and it starts with a kill from Haj Hassan, none other than the veteran middle blocker Haj Hassan to get the party started here in the 4th set. But like I was saying, if they want to make it to the postseason, they need a victory in this set and ultimately the game tonight, and a nice answer from the Blazers. And she's had herself a heck of a game too. Oh no, that was Meisner again. I thought it was Bickle. But of course it was Meisner. She has been an elite and dynamic attacker here today. And in case you're interested, we will have the men's broadcast following this game. Here, the visiting Blazers will take on les Rouges de USB. And Haj Hassan getting a little over-eager on that flick block attempt. James was shaking his head the first time, thinking that it could have been a reach over, and then they ultimately got it on the second one. So, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, said the official, and he makes sure he calls it on the second attempt.
The second attempt really wasn't very close. It was definitely a reach over.
Yeah, and as we were talking there, Haj Hassan with another kill, but a little help with the tape, which has been a story of tonight's match, as the tape has played a big part here tonight, more than any other game that we've seen here. And Maycut with the missed serve. So a little bit of a different rotation here for Les Rouges. Coach Tuden and his coaching staff obviously happy with the input from Maycut in relief of Talega. So she remains in, Falk on the bench, and Talega returns. And she goes for a cut shot, immediately puts her hand up saying, my bad. Kind of got a little too much of that one. And to no surprise, Ivy Braun back in to serve into set as well. She has been the starting setter for this Rouge squad since the start of the new year. And Testaka will want to have that one back. Floated a little bit on her for that deep float serve. Picked up by the setter Braun. Bump set. Talega bumps it over. Free ball opportunity. They go right side to Sawatsky. Contact off the block. A sprawling Haj Hassan cannot get to within grasp of the ball. So much like the first, second, and third, the Blazers start the set a little bit better than they do, and they lead by 2 here, 5-3. Two-touch called on Braun. I didn't see that one personally.
Me neither.
But the officials have a great view, so we'll trust their judgment. An over bump. Oh, they called the bump from Talega out. Okay, okay.
That one must have been close too.
Yeah. I heard a whistle. I thought maybe it came in contact with the roof, and that one found the line. That one found the line, didn't it, James?
I don't know.
I think it did. We have high quality set here.
We can watch that one back.
Yeah, nice plasma TV with a live action shot as always displayed. And to me, that one looked in off the tape, outside swing. And that one is for sure not in. That one's long and wide. But these officials, they have such a tough job, James. It's difficult, especially if the quality of these athletes and the pace and power they put on their shots. Nice pickup on Braun. And as Frost was trying to keep it alive, just putting a hand up, punching it, didn't get the best of it, and unable to keep it alive. Where Les Rouges point for the Blazers. Larissa attack down the line. Sawatsky. Good swing from Sawatsky. Contact on the block. And just watch back that replay of the point a few points ago. And to me, it looks like, I can't tell you if it's in or out. It's very, very close. If it was out, it was just out. But I digress. Larissa with an attack, trying to hit that sharp cross-court angle. Misses. A little too over-eager with that attack. And here's Bickle to serve. Doubled up on points early here. Well, at least a point ago it was. 10-6 now for the Blazers.
US Bay has found themselves in this position earlier in the match, and they were able to fight back from it. So I'm not going to count them out just yet, no.
And here's Talega. Fresh off some Band-Aids on her chin. Back in the game, and a nice C-ball swing from Meisner. I just think the starts to these sets are so crucial, right? It's when you dig yourself into a hole, which the Rouges have done in all 4 sets here today.
Yep.
You really got to side out with high efficiency in crucial moments, right? A nice side out from Les Rouges, and that's what I'm saying. Like, your side out percentage has to be so high from the remainder of this game if you're Les Rouges, because you got to steal 4 points just to get back even. So can't afford to make any mistakes when they're receiving the ball, but that won't hurt. And a nice service ace from Andrea Fisher. Andrea Fisher. I am French, so I can say it how it's supposed to be said. And Fisher to the service line.
Oh, back-to-back.
And back-to-back is right, James, for Fisher. And someone who has not always been the best quote-unquote server on the team. Today, she's really showed out from the service line. She's had aces in the previous sets as well, and she's done really well at serving aggressively and hard. And that one goes just wide, and so just like that, after my whole spiel about not digging yourself into a hole, here comes Andrea Fisher to the service line and brings them right back to within 1. They win this point here, and
Got to be a timeout if they win this point.
nice deep serve, maybe when it went long. But Meisner elects to play it, and Sawatsky unable to find the angle, and you could see a little bit of frustration from the Blazers. Like, what the heck just happened? Felt like they were well on this way of taking care of this set, but Fisher is
5 straight.
showing out here at the service line. They go middle, that's a tip. So free ball opportunity for Les Rouges. They go middle to Haj Hassan. Does she find it? No, she did not. Trying to find that sharp angle shot with Pistaka matched up with her at the net. Middle set for Haj Hassan, tipped. Left side set. Frost well picked up. Talega outside to Maycut. Maycut sings and she scores.
She sings.
I meant to say swing, James.
I did not know that she was a singer.
Who knows? Maybe one of her many talents is also singing. You don't know. But Larissa now to the service line. We're tied at 12 apiece. And one thing I'll say about this squad, they've consistently made me eat my words, and
look at that.
Haj Hassan with a big block and stealing another point.
Now they're in the lead.
Crazy. They're on a 7-1 streak right now. Maybe I should just turn off my mic and stop speaking.
Well, I'll tell you, Noah, the broadcast is much better with your mic turned on.
And Larissa misses the serve, and that'll send the captain Sawatsky to the service line. gets the best of Talega with some late movement. So they give a C ball to Larissa. And Larissa, she didn't quite square her shoulders, James. It doesn't matter too much when you're attacking from the middle of the court. But when you're hitting out of that C-ball position, you don't got anything on the right side of your attack to hit into, right? It's only midline to the left. She missed on that one. Did Maycut find the back line? She did not. And so a little three-point swing here for the Blazers.
Volleyball is a game of runs, Noah.
And I don't know if Pistaka got that one. I think that one was into the net, but if she did, that was a big block.
It went straight down.
Yeah, no.
Which is what makes me think she got it.
Yeah, she didn't really celebrate.
Yeah, but I mean, if the ball hit into the net, is it going to really drop straight down like that?
I'm not a physicist, James. Outside set for Maycut, dying inside, long push for Braun. Right side set for Meisner. Well blocked from Haj Hassan. Larissa takes it. They force Haj Hassan. And she can't find hands or court.
Yeah, I don't think that was the time to go middle there, Noah.
Thing is when you have an attacker like her at the net, you want to
fair.
get her the ball. And that'll force a timeout as the swings and the runs have been crazy here in this fourth set. So pivotal for both teams and how things will shake out the rest of the season. But now the Blazers are within 8 points of winning this evening's match. Les Rouges need something, and they need it fast. 17-13 here in the fourth set. Talega takes that one. Braun just kind of tips it over, and that'll work. That scores a point, 14-17. Blazers lead. Coming out of the timeout, Maycut to serve. Inside attack. And I thought that may have been coming off the block. The ball was hanging out around the net, and the net contact called against the Blazers. Coach Tuden giving some orders to his team. 17-15 within two. Nice serve from Maycut. Clips the top of the tape. Middle attack. And well executed there from the Blazers. Oh,
but out. I had my glasses off for a moment, Noah. So I actually didn't see whether it was in or out.
And a timeout from Coach Craig McKenzie. We had the other angle. I definitely thought it was in, but I digress. 17-16, the Blazers lead. There goes that lead they had just one timeout ago. And a service ace for Les Rouges. And we're tied 17-17. A game of runs this has been.
Sure makes it real fun when you have it like this, back and forth, a heavyweight tilt, just trading blows.
Oftentimes the expression a game of runs is used for the sport of basketball, which we'll be having tomorrow night as Les Rouges take on the Providence Pilots. Scrappy play by the Blazers. Free ball opportunity, they go Hajassan. Big kill, big dig from Johnson.
Wow.
Another free ball opportunity. Where will they go? Oh, Larissa misplays it a little bit. They're forced to go to Talega. She finds high hands, and that's a good shot. You got to give credit where credit due. Good job on Johnson from the Blazers to just stand in and dig that massive kill from Hajassan. But look at that, James. 18-17, here we are. Maycut to serve. Very nice serve from Maycut. Middle to Hajassan. Picked up from Johnson. Pipe for Sawatsky. And touches as Bickle takes care of the overbump and finds Larissa's left arm, right arm. And we're tied 18-18. I told you, James, before this game, when I got on site here in our broadcast studio, that tonight's matches were going to be good and close. And we are seeing that here. Scrappiness from the Blazers. Free ball opportunity well handled by Maycut. Braun tries to get a little aggressive with the set dump. Mistimed it a bit.
Oh, great pickup.
Oh, and unfortunate for Les Rouges. I don't hate the idea from Braun there. Everyone's expecting the big kill from Hajassan. A middle set off that nice free ball pass. She just got a little too much under it. Didn't get it deep enough into the court like she wanted to. Outside of Talega. Big swing. Frost is there to pick up the remains. So free ball opportunity here for the Blazers. Tight set on that opportunity, and that cost them. That was the middle. Number 5, McPherson, who passed that free ball and put her setter right in a little bit of a tough situation with that set. And she's unable to produce the goods.
That last point was won by Frost and Talega on that outside. Just, oh, look at that. They just miscommunicated and just let the ball fall in.
And a service ace counts for Hajassan. But yes, no, the scrappiness and the sprawlingness.
100%. And they took a page right out of CMU's book.
Well, I don't know if I would say that's CMU's book. I think Frost and Talega, like Coach Zidane has told me, he would trust just having 2 back there. A big swing from the Blazers, and they score. So back tied to 20. 2020. The year of craziness. 2020, what a crazy year. 6 years ago. Wow. Am I getting old, James?
Oh, yeah.
Over bump, but well played from Braun as she was alert to the task and matched up with the taller McPherson and won that joust after the over bump on the service eve. And now Ivy Braun to the service line, and she's looking to steal a point here against this CMU service eve. Free ball opportunity for Les Rouges. Well handled by Maycut. All the options. She goes 61 to Larissa, and she just misses the line. And that official has had a lot of close calls to call, and I'm sure he's been pretty accurate. Had a lot of tight ones. Will that get back over? No, it does not. It's a little bit of a mental lapse there. You can see Coach Zidane putting his hands together, saying, use 2 hands, please. Control, control, control. And Coach Zidane uses his final timeout of this 4th set. And the Blazers are within 3 of finishing this match. Nice serve. Maycutt handles it. She goes 51 to Larissa. And that scores. A little mini run X there. As Larissa hits out of the middle. And you can see the excitement of the bench there. And a nice wrinkle from Coach Suden to throw against the CMU blockers. Oh my goodness. Andrea Fisher is dominating at the net tonight, and in no bigger moment, she shuts the door on the #1 kill hitter in the MCAC women's division and gets a timeout out of Coach Mackenzie. 23-22. We'll be back after this timeout, and we're going to appreciate that block for the duration of this 30 seconds. (23-22) after that timeout from Coach Mackenzie. Talega to serve. Pipe for Bickle, and she can't score on that one. And what do? And what do you know? We're 1 point away from being forced to a decider.
You know what? We wanted 5 sets. Can't get to 5 sets without winning 2 and losing 2.
And meanwhile, the Cougars and Pilots game in Brandon has been finished for an hour. Right side set. Nice answer there from McPherson. Usually hitting out of the middle, but she hits from the right side, and what a nice response from the Blazers. Set point number 2, this time on service eve. Oh, and a nifty little roll from Larissa to score. 25-23, Les Rouges take it. And what do? The 5th set volleyball here tonight at Université de Saint-Boniface. We're in for an exciting finish, James. And I hope you guys are all sticking along to watch the end and what might be the most important after the 4th set, but the most important set of Les Rouges volleyball this season. A victory keeps their chances alive for the postseason. A loss in this 5th set may surely finish their hopes and dreams for playoff contention here in the 2025-2026 season. We'll be back for action with a little bit of Bad Bunny here at Université de Saint-Boniface.
Que me estaría cerquita de ti, ya se terminó.
est présenté par un de nos partenaires officiels, Guizard Volleyball Physiothérapie. Besoin de services de physiothérapie en français? Faites confiance à leur équipe d'experts. Guizard Volleyball Physiothérapie.
And les Rouges, whether they won the toss or not, starting with the serve with Fisher, doesn't seem like a bad idea. Ironic, I shouldn't have said anything. And missing that first serve was Fisher. So the Blazers, 1-point lead. Sawatsky here to serve. Good pickup from Talega. They go middle to Hajasan, and she finds the court, leading like the leader that she is. And talking to the coaching staff of Les Rouges, kind of asked about Hajasan's leadership. One of the older players, the only one of two players third year on this squad. And they say she's a lead by example type of player, and leading by example she does. And unable to keep that one alive off of the block was Les Rouges. And a missed serve from McPherson. Apologies, not McPherson. From Pistaka. And Lily Maycutt came in for Talega and now has stayed in the game, serving. And a nice swing from Bickle. Able to make contact with that block and penetrate through it. Teams exchanging points here, 3-2. Outside for Bickle. She rolls it. Two people diving. Well done by Hajasan. No, I thought she got the pipe set to Maycutt. And a bit of a strange one there from the Blazers to score. High ball to the middle, but they take the first steal of the fifth set. 4-2 now, they lead. And looking to crush the hopes and dreams of Les Rouges faithful. Middle attack for Hajasan, and she's able to find some court off the block. 4-3 now. And a missed serve there from Razan Hajasan. 5-3 the lead remains 2. And Bickle to serve. Outside it, set for Talega.
Great swing.
And you can see the force and momentum generated from Talega. The leaping ability she has is all due to her exceptional approach and the power she's able to generate in her steps. Ivy Braun to the service line now. Nice aggressive serve. Roll shot from Sawatsky. Maycut picked it up. Outside to Talega again, and Talega back to back like the Blue Jays in the 90s. And she brings Les Rouges back to parity here with the Blazers. 5-5 in the 5th set, James. 5-5-5. Trouble for the Blazers off a nice serve from Braun. And we're at 6-5. And I'll tell you one thing, you can see it from this angle here. I've never seen a coach sit so far down the bench so routinely. Craig McKenzie has been down that bench, sitting there as opposed to the top, usually where the head coaches sit. But I digress. Free ball opportunity for Les Rouges. Larissa picks it up. They go right side to Larissa. She swings. Well blocked there by Sawatsky on a solo block. Outside to Talega. And you know what? When you're swinging as free and as confidently as Talega, you are going to be rewarded with some luck. She contacts the net, and that ball droops right over top. 7-5, 1 point away from switching sides. Nice serve again from Braun outside to Sawatsky. Talega is able to keep it alive. Yes, she can. Swing. Sawatsky has to take a roll shot there. Braun's just trying to keep it alive. Left side set for Sawatsky, and that's a veteran play right there from Julia Sawatsky. She scores on her second attack attempt of the rally. And now McPherson to serve and a side out. Gets these teams changing sides. And that one sails long on McPherson. Izzy Frost, the usual. Number 13, wearing number 3 now after the second set injury to Kira Talega, where she got a little injury on her chin, sprawling for a ball, and Frost had to change jerseys. And she's played just as well in the number 3 as she usually does in the number 13, James.
You know what? I'll say one thing, Noah. This game had one set that was blown out, and it was right after Talega got hurt. So I'm wondering if the nerves were shaken up a little bit on the USB side, seeing that.
It's possible for sure, certainly in a moment so important as this one. A nice serve from Talega. Well handled by Johnson. A beautiful 61 from Paige Wright. And she shows you why she's the number 1 setter in MCAC with those silky, silky smooth hands, feeding Peyton Pistaka for a 61 kill in the middle. Right side to Larissa, and that set's pushed a little long. Larissa had to readjust, especially on a set with that much tempo, and she tries to add just some pace and depth and puts it a little long. Paige right back to the service line. And a big block from Julia Sawatsky to shut the door on that out-of-system set to Larissa. And Coach Zidane, sensing the urgency, gets to his feet, attempts to rally his troops. How will they respond? Great pass. And Maycut with a nice swing off of the hands, and that's how they respond. Like I said, Lily Maycut, not the biggest hitter on the court. In fact, probably the shortest player on USB right here. But she has every tool in the toolbox to score. And we're going to see Asia Marash come in for Andrea Fisher. And that shows the level of trust and belief Coach Zidane has in Asia Marash. Repeatedly telling me she is a gamer, because Fisher's been excellent from the service line here today. But Coach Zidane thinks Marash gives him the best chance in this opportunity. 9-9, the score is tied here in this 5th set. here's Marash to serve. Good point made by James in the break. Also adds an edge defensively. And a great serve, ate up Sawatsky, and Asia Marash coming in as a service substitution. Starts us off with an ace, and I reiterate what Coach Suden has told me many times. Asia Marash is a gamer, and those are my favorite type of athletes, James. She spent most of this game on the bench, and she comes in 10-9 and serves up a service ace. So some substitutions for the Blazers, some gamemanship from the coaches. And make no difference. That serve is even better than the first one. Asia Marash with a second service ace. And a second timeout called by head coach Craig McKenzie. And my goodness gracious me, this has rumblings and reminds me of earlier in the season. A very similar situation, 23-23, Asia Marash gets in to serve, back-to-back aces to finish off the set for Les Rouges. 11-9, the season hangs in these next 10 or so points, and we will see how it finishes. And we'll see now how we answer back after that timeout.
Number 2, Julia Sawatsky.
And Sawatsky re-enters now again. And let's see if Marash targets Johnson once again in the back row. All eyes on her. And she, to no fault of her own, remained aggressive, just a little low on that serve, but 2-1, 2 service aces and 1 error is going to work out in the favor in the long run. So Asia Marash, job well done. Les Rouges can side out to victory here at Université de Saint-Boniface. Little set for Haj Hassan. Did she find the line? She did. What a shot from Haj Hassan, making contact above her head, but flicking that wrist for a kill into 4/5. And Larissa gonna hit this spin serve here. Well done. You go right side. Talega picked it up nicely. Outside to Maycut. Big swing from Maycut, and she scores through the block of the Blazers. And tell you what, the way Les Rouges have responded to this game, they don't believe their season is over. 13-10 for Les Rouges. They have 2 more points to get there. And a missed serve, 13-11. The Blazers are gonna look to push here. And we have in the game number 11, Lexi Unruh. And she will serve here after spending 4 sets on the bench. That's a tough spot to be in. Head coach Craig McKenzie putting his hands to his head. The tough spot for Lexi Unruh, spending so much time on the bench before coming in here in this 5th set. And look at this, match point number 1, Lily Maycut to serve.
Good serve.
And Haj Hassan, even though it wasn't her best kill of the season, a point is a point. And when you score on match point like that one, it is so important to finish it off. And she does just that. And Les Rouges come back from 2-1 down here tonight in this matchup. And they win a thriller in 5, 15-11. The difference in that 5th set, back-to-back service aces from Asia Marash. And what a game, James. And boy, am I excited for tomorrow's match that is slated to start at 12 p.m. tomorrow. Between these two squads again, Les Rouges fighting for their playoff lives. The Blazers trying to end a skid. They're now 1-4 in their last 5. And you can see the boys team proud of the girls team and their performance here today. And they'll be looking to do some of that here tonight. The men's standings, besides some positional seeding, is pretty much determined. Not pretty much, fully determined. Les Rouges on a 2-12 season are out of the playoffs this year, but they'll look to play a little bit of spoiler and build momentum toward the rest of the season.
Number 9, Haley Bickle.
Congratulations to Haley Bickle, well deserving of the award. I thought either her or Meisner.
MCAC pour les Rouges de l'USB. Et la numéro 7, Kira Talega.
Yeah.
There we go. And that is no surprise to me. Kira Talega, she had what you would call a Gordie Howe hat trick of volleyball. She had a bunch of kills, a bunch of digs, a bunch of service aces, and she even got in a fight, James. And the fight was with the floor, and the floor got the first punch in, but Kira Talega leaves victorious in that boxing match. And thank you so much for joining us here tonight. I hope you enjoyed this exciting 5-set thriller between the CMU Blazers and Les Rouges de l'USB. My name is Noah. I was joined by James here in the booth. On behalf of James, myself, and our entire production team here at Red River Streams, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. We'll be back tomorrow for the women's match at 12 p.m. If you're interested in the men's match here, they'll be starting in about 15 to 20 minutes. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Have a great rest of your night.